It's okay to want to stand out. It's okay to want to be more alluring, and there are several things we can do to do this. So in today's video, I'm talking about the art of allure, how to stand out in a crowded world. Hello friends and welcome back. Good to see you. If you're new here, my name is Jillz and I talk about things like feminine energy, self-improvement, and wellness for women. So if that's something you want to learn more about, you should subscribe and stick around. So today I've got 6 ways to be a more alluring woman and stand out from the rest. So let's dive in. The first way to be more alluring and really stand out is comfortability. Being comfortable in your skin and who you are. Having that unbothered confidence. Women who are confident and comfortable about themselves, comfortable with their femininity, they stand out. So many people have this underlying discomfort about themselves all the time, and people notice this, people pick up on it, even if it's just at a subconscious level. Are you comfortable walking into a crowded party alone? Are you comfortable going to a restaurant on your own to go eat lunch? Are you comfortable in a social situation when you realize everyone has different opinions than you do? How do you handle situations like that? Because if you can be in situations like that and still have that grace, confidence, and comfortability, that's a big thing. It's attractive and enticing to be with someone who knows who they are and feels good about who they are. Although your looks and beauty can no doubt play a role in how alluring you are, at the end of the day, if you don't feel good about yourself, it doesn't matter. The most beautiful, drop-dead, gorgeous woman in the entire world could walk into the same room as you, but not be seen as alluring if she feels bad about herself, if she feels uncomfortable, if she has that sticky, awkward energy. How you feel affects how you behave, and it affects how you present yourself, and it affects the energy that you give off. Making yourself feel beautiful, whatever that means to you, will oftentimes make you feel more confident and comfortable and increase your allure. But it's not just about beauty for the sake of beauty. It's how you feel by making yourself beautiful. How do you feel when you've been moving your body consistently, maybe getting a little bit stronger, eating healthy? How do you feel when your skin's clearer because you're eating less fast food and cooking more at home? How do you feel when you wear clothes that you love, when you wear jewelry that makes you feel special, when you shave your legs even though you're just wearing pants that night? These things make you feel more special, more confident, more comfortable, and this is what translates to allure. It's truly all about your energy, so do things that make you feel good. Focus on allowing yourself to be authentically you. Go dare yourself to go eat at a nice restaurant alone so you can help build that confidence. Feeling confident, feeling comfortable, it will not happen overnight, but it builds over time through little moments of pushing your boundaries, little moments of choosing self-love, little moments of embracing authenticity over following the crowd. Getting comfortable with yourself and feeling good in your energy, it might take some time and practice, but it's doable, and it's how we become magnetic, alluring, and stand out. The second way to become more alluring is to be passionate, to be enthusiastic about life, to actually have hobbies and a life outside of just like work and that normal hustle and bustle, to have skills that you're good at, and to just be passionate about things. So many people, when they become adults, they just let go of all the hobbies they loved. They lose that excitement for life, and they lose that excitement about trying new things and building their skills, whether it's bungee jumping or learning to sew. To be an alluring woman, you need to have at least some things going on in your life, things that you're focused on, things that you're excited by. And it's also never appealing when someone is always available. But I think that every single person needs a hobby outside of work or school or whatever, things like that. You absolutely need a hobby. So if you don't have a hobby, pick one to try right now and make a plan to start it. And if you hate it, you can try something else. This was something that I really started focusing on these past few years, and I think it really changed my life and made me so much happier of a person. And I think that this really translated to how I show up in the world and present myself. I started riding horses a year ago, or a little over a year ago, doing English writing, and it's something I've always loved, always wanted to try, and I have a big passion for it. I've been going to dance classes or even just dancing at home alone more, but I've been dancing a lot more, and it's something that I've always loved. I actually just signed up on a total whim for this 6-week or so adult ice skating program, and I honestly only really signed up because It's been really hot and it just sounds like it'll be really nice. I skated for like maybe a year when I was a little girl, but I'm absolutely terrible. I mean, this is purely just for fun, just to do something a little bit different, get outside my comfort zone. And I mean, I've got other stuff too, but I'm clearly naturally very drawn to like performance type of sports. It's just what I like. It's what excites me. But to be alluring and to stand out from the crowd, you need to have that passion in your life for something, or else you're boring. And I'm not saying you can't be passionate with your career. Many people are, and it's very enchanting, it's enticing. But just make sure that you are excited in life by something. Make sure that you follow the things that excite you and light you up, because that's what makes you an interesting person. Learn an instrument, get good at it. Take up photography, learn to cook or bake. Dust off your 10-year-old ballet shoes and fall in love with it again. Volunteer somewhere that really matters to you. Learn a foreign language and travel. Learn to play tennis, become amazing at knitting, start a blog, start a YouTube channel. That's what I did. There's so many things you could do, but do something with your time and with your life that makes you feel alive. That passion that you have and like having a life, having things going on, it makes you unique. It makes you interesting. It makes you alluring. It's a very attractive thing, and it also makes you happy. Let me know in the comments what your hobbies are, what you're passionate about, and if you don't have any exciting things going on right now, that's okay. Let me know what you want to try. Now, my next tip. If you actually look up the word alluring, some of the definitions will include the word mysterious. And so I think it can be a little bit helpful if you want to be more alluring to be a little bit mysterious. But you have to do this in the right way. And in my opinion, sometimes when people try to be mysterious, they end up just acting cold and closed off. And that is the opposite of alluring and captivating. What you want to make sure you don't do if you want to be more alluring is word vomit all over the place within 5 minutes of meeting someone. You don't need to share everything right away. And in fact, sometimes, not all the time of course, but sometimes this can indicate uncomfortableness actually. And one of the worst ways to be mysterious is to talk about yourself all the time. It's exhausting and it's not fun to be around these types of people, so don't do it. The way that you actually be more alluring, and I think this goes more for when you're, meeting someone more of those beginning stages, listen more than you speak. But actually do listen though. Be engaged in the conversation, ask follow-up questions, still be warm. But I think if you meet someone and just unload everything about yourself, it turns people off sometimes. When people have too much of something, then it can oftentimes have a negative effect, like they instinctually want less of it. So if you overshare, overdo it, or all over the place, there's potential there for people to want less of it. But you want them to want more. But to be mysterious in an alluring way, you still need to be polite. You still need to be warm. You still need to have open energy. It doesn't mean completely shutting down, completely closing off. It doesn't mean being standoffish. It doesn't mean playing games. And don't forget, you can still be shy and have open, loving energy too. And this all goes back to comfortability at the end of the day, just having that unbothered confidence. A woman who is comfortable, confident, unbothered in who she is, she doesn't need to share every detail about her life and her schedule, or her marriage struggles, or that she just had a terrible breakup, or about that spot on her back that she's really worried about. Now, obviously, we should be able to be open, honest, vulnerable with, close friends, close family. That's really, really important. I'm not talking about those situations. I'm saying when you meet someone at a social function, when you run into a friend of a friend at the grocery store, listen more than you speak. Be genuine, be authentic, have open energy. But remember, you don't need to prove anything. This energy of having nothing to prove is what makes you mysterious. Now, speaking of the way you communicate with others, the next way to stand out from the crowd is to ask unique, thoughtful questions and give unique, thoughtful compliments. Remembering little details about people and including that in the conversation. So many people, they see someone or meet someone and it's just like, how are you? How have you been? It's very general, not much thought goes into it. And same with compliments. But one way to stand out and be seen as more alluring, captivating, enchanting is to communicate in a way that makes the other person feel really seen and heard. So instead of asking, how have you been? You can ask, how was your trip to Hawaii? Tell me about your favorite part of the trip. It's not even that unique. It's just a little bit more specific and you remembering details about their life. One thing that I always love asking people on or around their birthday say is, what are you most looking forward to this next year? What are you most excited about? And this always sparks good conversation where you can hear and really listen to what's important to them. Or giving people slightly more special and unique compliments, it makes you stand out and be remembered, and it makes the other person feel really good. For example, if your friend or your partner or whatever gets, this accomplishment at work, instead of just like, good job, you can be a little bit more specific and say, I admire how much work you put into this. You really deserve this and I'm proud of you. Just a little bit more special and meaningful. Or instead of saying you look nice, you can say, I love the way you look in that suit. Still simple, nothing crazy, but it's just a little bit something extra that makes it special, that makes it remembered. Even though all of this is very subtle, it helps you stand out and be remembered. Next tip to be more alluring is to have some fun with your style. Don't be afraid to dress up a little bit. I mean, one easy way that we can stand out from the crowd is to have some fun with fashion and look put together. Wear those dresses you love, or those shoes you love. I think sometimes we get stuck in this cycle of rotating, more boring basic outfits because we get into a routine or we know what works. But life is meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be fun. So spend an extra 10 minutes in the morning putting together an outfit that you really love, that makes you smile, that makes you feel confident. And when you wear something that makes you look cute and put together, or fashionable, or elegant, or whatever it is you're going for, it's not only gonna make you feel good, but you're also just gonna come across as a lot more captivating. And of course, I'm not telling you how to dress because that's up to you. You're only going to increase your allure if you wear something that you like, something that you feel good in, something that feels authentic to you. So don't forget about the basics of playing up those aesthetics, looking the part, looking alluring. Don't forget about just how powerful it is to throw on your favorite skirt and heels and what that does for you. Now, this next tip is specifically for dating, but I wanted to include this in here because one of the reasons that a woman might want to appear more alluring is to attract people in, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when it comes to dating, to be more alluring and possibly a little bit more mysterious, you want to let him pursue. You want to let him do at least a big chunk of the wooing. Now, that doesn't mean you can't ever initiate a conversation or anything like that. That's totally fine. But to be more alluring, in my opinion, you should not be the one trying to convince someone to be in a relationship with you. You should not be the one trying to push it along. You should not be forcing anything. Remember, a woman with allure, she has nothing to prove. She's confident, she is unbothered, she's a little bit mysterious. And here's the thing, the masculine loves a challenge. Whether they like to admit it or not, they love a challenge. And what I mean by this is if the man, the masculine in this case, has to really work for something, has to put in lots of effort for something, when he has to actually pursue the feminine, when he finally does succeed and gets the girl, he will cherish the feminine so much more because he had to work for it, because he had to earn it. This is not really how the feminine mind works, but this is how the masculine mind works. If he put in absolutely zero effort, he didn't do anything, you were the one texting him every single day, then there's nothing special there. The masculine, not just in relationships, but with lots of things in life, will put things on a pedestal that they had to really work for. For example, if the masculine worked super hard, made a lot of money so he could buy his dream car, he will cherish that car so much. Whereas if someone just gifted him that car, it's not like he's not gonna enjoy it. It's not like he's not excited about it. It's not like he's not gonna like it, but it won't mean the same to him. He will take so much better care of the car that he worked for, that he earned, versus the car that just showed up in his garage one day. Obviously, women are not cars, but this is just an example of how the masculine mind thinks and views things. Also, side note, if you let a man pursue, this is how you find out if he really likes you or if he's really serious about you or not. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that you should play games with him, but the main point here is that no woman is alluring when she is forcing. Being alluring means letting them come to you. Now, if you want to be more alluring, it can also really help to activate your feminine energy and become more magnetic. So with that said, I'm going to direct you over to this video, 10 habits to increase your magnetic feminine energy. If you really like this video, then I think you'll like this one as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.